Here is John McDonald.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the fourth round of the Coral UK Open, brought to you by the Professional Darts Corporation. We are live on ITV Sport. It's now time to meet our players. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome Martin Schindler and Corey Cadby.
Well, Al's done a little bit of running and hopefully he will be joining John Rawling any second now.
He'll be hot-footing it over, I'm absolutely certain. In the meantime, I'll just take a check on these two players. Two stars potentially in the making. Martin Schindler there, you heard about his epic journey yesterday, which started at 4:30 in the morning. That taxi drive, incidentally, cost him 400 quid. The wall, because he comes from Berlin. There you go. That's the way it works in darts. And potentially a star in the making. Corey Cadby already sweeping up the rankings. He won only his 5th tournament after taking his tour card. The qualifier for this. Also got to a Players' Championship final 2 weekends ago. Beat Rob Cross, incidentally, in the final of that qualifier. Beat him 6-4, and we've just seen Rob Cross playing really well. And he was 4-1 down in that match and won 5 on the spin. Corey has this slightly sort of intimidating persona, but you take the time to talk to him and he's an interesting guy. He's getting married shortly, comes from Melbourne. Tough lad, former world youth champion. As I say, he got his tour card this year and really made his breakthrough in 2016 on the Australian circuit. But it's young Martin Schindler, 21 years old, who has the darts. He's the man starting. And how much Germany craves a superstar. Max Hopp, he's there, ranked 49. Schindler ranked 64 on the PDC rankings. And there are one or two others. 60. And remember Michael Unterbuchner, who got to the semi-finals of the Lakeside, and it really has moved on so well, darts in Germany. I remember being in Frankfurt. Let's just watch this, as good as a maximum for Schindler. I remember being in Frankfurt in 2008, an afternoon session of the European Championships. It was in a little auditorium down near Frankfurt Station. There were about 250 people in there. You know, the other week when they played the Premier League in Berlin, 12,500 watched, which was the biggest crowd in a post-war darts event on a single day. It was extraordinary, the atmosphere.
Yeah, absolutely incredible, certainly the way it's progressed in Germany, courtesy of a lot of the European Tour events that we have over there over the last 3 or 4 years.
Schindler 147, good opening darts, got a possibility. Not now, though. But Cadby's well back. Schindler making a good solid start on his own throw. Got to the quarterfinals of the World Youth Championship last year. He lost out there to Luke Humphries.
You require 52.
Now, first leg.
52.
Tops is the required number for Martin.
Nicely done. Away he goes. You know how it all started for Martin, or part of his... he worked as a steward on the PDC German events. So he was one of the, he's one of the behind-the-scenes boys as a kid. Then started just playing, trying his hand in 1 or 2 qualifiers, and slowly started to come on. 2017 wins his tour card, and here he is.
Yeah, he's done well, hasn't he? It was great to see him as well, wasn't it? Travelling over here and, struggling with the travel like everybody else the last few days. Sending us the video message that he was on his way and he was going to make it.
And duly did. Hats off to the taxi driver as well, who raced him down from
59.
Gatwick. All very, very, very legally, of course, but for suitable remuneration.
Absolutely.
Tax deductible, though, you know. That 400 quid. He'll be a self-employed chappie. You can put that against your taxes.
60.
That's Saturday afternoon's tax advice for everybody. Next week we'll be talking about house prices.
Oh, don't start me on that one.
53.
A better leg from Corey Cadby in this one. Obviously very early days. Schindler looking to fill it in, and he duly applies.
First maximum of the match. Right, Corey Cadby, 108. Double 16.
76. Margin of 142.
142 for the break of throw. Oh dear.
Didn't find it there, did he?
That's
After the maximum, we've had almost
25.
a minimum.
poor visit.
32.
Try it again, Corey.
Not too much of a drama, but very
Are you sure?
important to get these legs on the board very early.
To throw first.
Can make a difference when we tote up towards the end.
Born in Tasmania, Corey, now living in Melbourne when he's back home.
Should have been nicknamed the Devil, shouldn't he? The Tasmanian Devil.
Fiancée Brianna's here. His mum's over here as well. He took her to London on
95.
Wednesday.
Yes, we're back over to Australia soon to get married. Could be drawn against another king. Mervyn.
Yeah, playing well, Mervyn, isn't he? And another maximum for Schindler. That's number 2.
Both players starting to get into the scoring groove now.
100.
Pretty decent game so far. From Cadby's kind of point of view as well, he's got to kind of deal with everybody
85.
taunting him to be the next big thing, isn't he, as well? Because he's got to deliver.
Well, it was this morning, before play began, he was actually named as the number 4 most likely to win this, behind Gary Anderson, Rob Cross and Michael Smith. He was 4th with the bookies.
He's got a lot of self-belief, which is
167.
which is fine, because he's a pretty good player. There's no doubt about that.
95.
So Schindler tops them for 2-1 to hold his throw. Needs to make sure. Ooh, that's a big miss.
Long way off there.
Game shot on the third leg.
Oh, was it a good marker?
Full leg Corey to throw
It was
first.
certainly never threatening to hit the 20, was it? He wasn't going to be south of the target with the first one.
Almost hit the 20, the actual number. But it was a good adjustment. Is it 2 maximums already? Almost a third.
40.
Corey Cadby got to the final of the Auckland Masters in 2017, beaten by Kyle Anderson, who we've just seen in action. There's the early averages from the match. Schindler just with the edge in scoring, and both with a 50% checkout rate.
100.
Not too much in it here, and Cadby, well, a ton 40 and he'd be in charge. Can't do it now, but it's a good consolation prize.
23.
Yeah, especially he's throwing first in this leg. Doesn't want to be giving too much away to Martin early on in this first session.
45.
Got his tour card in the very first day of the Q school. Corey Cadby went in and blitzed it with darts like that.
28.
Yeah, played very well. I think he steamrolled most of the players. I think he had one tight tussle in the middle of that, but apart from that, didn't look in danger of not getting a tour card.
135.
Well, I know despite the much publicised, let's just concentrate on this for the moment. 88 then for Cadby.
Just composing himself.
42.
Now then, outside chance here for Schindler.
Break of throw maybe. 19 he's looking at. 12 would leave the bullseye. Bull then for the break of throw. Oh, good darts. Quality darts. Martin Schindler gets the edge on the big Aussie.
Fifth leg, Martin to throw first.
Yes, Corey had the chance to hold throw. He missed. Wonderful bull finish from Martin Schindler there to give him a great advantage in this first session before the first break.
Yeah,
carrying on with the scoring as well.
He's playing really well. I was just going to say about Cadby, he was in action down in Australia and playing against Phil Taylor, and a lot of people who follow YouTube and all the rest of it, good visit from Cadby. They'll have seen the Mickey taking, or whatever you want to call it, from Phil, but I know that behind the scenes he's got a lot of time for Cadby, and he said, don't let people put you off being what you are. You know, you play your natural game and go about it the way you want.
Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah, he's a kind of a different player off the hockey. Well, we said he needed a bit of a spark. 2 maximums. Leaves him 1-4-1 for a 9-darter.
We've not had one this weekend yet. There's a £35,000 bonus for anybody who can put it away. And trust me, this guy is good enough. 141 required. Treble 20, first dart. Oh,
he'd be disappointed with that one, but now it's all about winning the leg.
38.
Yeah, it was an angry second dart as well, wasn't it?
137.
Well, 137. He's in danger of losing the leg now.
Well, yeah, even if he doesn't take the 137 out, may go for 2 tops here, possibly. Oh, he has done. This will be a fantastic finish from Schindler. Oh, almost hit the barrel.
He was unlucky there, wasn't he, with that deflection. 103. Needed the treble 19. He wants 12-20. He's missed it, so it's advantage Schindler now, and he wants at 16 there, and he's got a 7. Good dart. Double 10. 4-1. And the young German, as we head to the first break, is in a really good position against Corey Cadby. It's the race to 10, remember, and early advantage for the man who had the nightmare journey here, Martin Schindler, leading 4-1. And back here, Corey Cadby had been a big favourite pre-match to win this one. Got a game on his hands now, though. It's not out of sight, but he was angry to lose that leg, Alan, in the leg before the break when he was on for a 9-darter. 6 darts later, he winds up losing the leg.
Yeah, he almost forgot that he still had to win the leg. He missed the 9-darter. He was disappointed in that, obviously. But the concentration levels went because he forgot about winning the leg. 4-1 and 3-2 is a totally different game. He's got a lot of chasing to do now.
Yep, he's going to have to start hitting some big numbers. He's averaging at the moment just shy of 98. Schindler is ahead of him, averaging 99 and a half. So 4-1 to Martin Schindler. And when the action resumes, which is now, Corey Cadby with the darts.
He has to have a good session here. I know that's the obvious thing to say, but when you're 4-1 down,
60.
The absolute minimum is winning the session 3-2.
Schindler outscoring Corey Cadby, as you see there, and his checkout percentages have been impressive as well. Cadby only 1 out of 5, hasn't really done him too many favours.
He's got to take it one leg at a time. Throw him first in this one. Get this one over and done with as quick as possible. Move on to the next one. Take it leg by leg.
57% checkout ratio for Martin Schindler. That's impressive.
100.
Yeah, his scoring stats are pretty good. 4 out of 7 on the doubles as well.
Starting to get these young German guys coming through. I think it is only a matter of time before there is a real German star making an assault on the top 16.
Yes, I think it's inevitable, really, the way it's progressing over there in Germany. It really, really is. These big arenas. Lots of fans turning up. Number 19 should stay down for 16s.
27.
Great last start. Leaving top 20 returns. Schindler away in his slipstream. A considerable slipstream.
140.
Tops then for Corey Cadby.
Corey requires 40.
Apart from the obvious win in the leg, he needs to get this double early and move on to the next one.
Double 10. Big dart.
20.
No. So Schindler with an opportunity. I tell you what, if Cadby winds up losing this leg, it really will hurt him.
Well, that's why I mentioned about winning the leg early, because you put pressure on yourself, and when you're already 4-1 down, you don't need any further assistance in that department.
Well, look at that. They're both on 20 now.
20.
Cadby first dip. It's a must take now. This is a test of his resolve and his nerve. Small adjustment. This time, surely. Yes. And there's the trademark shout. Come on, he shouts. You could see the way he used those two markers just to guide it in.
Yeah, the pressure was on. You heard the roar.
100.
And in it went. The deflection off those first two darts into the required double. The gap narrowed to 4-2.
Yes, it would have been in serious trouble if he'd have missed that one, and now it's the time to make the move against the throw, and that's not a bad start from Cadby.
Trying to rev himself up. There might not be the roars of the crowd here, being played behind closed doors, or just about behind closed doors. Friends and management
93.
in attendance, but not too many others.
Well, when he's in full cry, he's probably as loud as the crowd.
Yeah, we might see a fair bit of that.
That's what we like to see.
It was an interesting engagement in the World Series finals, wasn't it, when he played Gerwyn Price?
Locking horns. As long as it doesn't cross the line, that's fine.
93.
Very well said, Alan, who sits, of course, on the judge and jury of some of the transgressors.
Not quite, but I can see what you're saying.
I like to see a bit of passion, and I don't mind seeing the
Absolutely,
odd histrionic up there on the stage, and I think most people who watch darts would agree with it. It's kind of a gladiatorial sport,
97.
and we don't want it to look like something which is being played in a library.
Yeah, the fans love it, they really do. Bad first one, and a bad second one as well.
He made an absolute pig's ear of that, didn't he? He's left himself on double 12, but Schindler can get the hold here. 1-1-8.
It's an opportunity he shouldn't have been given, and he's going to probably have a shot at tops here. Tops for 1-1-8. Oh, well, Corey Cadby missed a big opportunity there, got himself back in the match, but now he's making it hard work for himself, but a great finish from Schindler.
5-2. Now Cadby would like to reel off 3 on the spin now and go into the next break, 5-all, and game on. 6-4 he'd take, I think, at this point.
Well, that could stop him in his tracks there, because he had a great first leg, despite messing about a bit on the double. Hit the double 10, got the roar, started with 180 in the next leg,
60.
and ends up losing it and had the chance.
Well, he looked as though he was just starting to find his A game.
100.
Good standard this, both players close to the 100 mark in averages.
Yeah, pretty good from both players. Schindler's scoring has been pretty impressive, you have to say.
Look at Schindler's checkout rate, 5 out of 8.
100.
That's the biggest difference.
He's got to dig deep.
140.
Trying to G himself up.
Yeah, he may be one of those players who feeds off the crowd. I mean, he tried to say that wasn't the case. He says he likes floor tournaments and he likes playing
99. Corey with 161.
in relative quiet, but he's also somebody who seems to thrive on emotion. Treble 17, he stayed up.
Staying up there.
129.
Great setup. Yeah, just had a quick look at Schindler's score and he's on 2-4-2. He doesn't want to be making any mistakes. He did in the last leg. Doesn't want to be doing it again.
Well, surely he's going to take this one out now.
58. Corey
Well, he's got plenty of time. 6 darts at it now. You've got to go for it. There it is. That's more like it. 5-3.
I think Martin to throw first.
Well, he's making a big effort. Certainly in this second session. 2-1 in this session at the moment. Could have been 3-0. Martin Schindler is made of stern stuff.
He's showing good resilience here, Martin Schindler. got the early breaks and he's keeping his nose ahead.
100.
When you've got both players averaging, as you mentioned, John, just under the 100 mark, you're not going to get too many opportunities. That's 100 averages
48.
around a 15 dart leg. If you're throwing second, you may only be having 12 darts at the board, on average.
What's his walk-on music, Schindler? Do you know off the top of your head, Alan?
I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. You would think it would be Pink Floyd.
Yeah, absolutely. The Wall. He wants the great Pink Floyd anthem, doesn't he, to be walking out to? We don't want no education. We don't need no thought control.
57.
Great first start. So Schindler is really maintaining
99.
the scoring and making it harder for Cadby. He's going to have to produce something pretty good to make inroads on the scoreline. That's not bad.
140.
That's not bad. Gets him back in the leg.
157.
Yeah, game on now. Now Schindler 157. Oh, he's missed his treble 20, so Cadby will get his opportunities. Looking at 18s. Missed the treble again. Well, this is a big opportunity for Cadby. Good dart. Treble 17, he's got it for double 18. 147, taking his time and nailing it. Come on, he bellows. And he's back in it now, 5-4.
Can that be the moment? He missed his last opportunity. He took that one. What a fantastic finish. 147. Never mind 15 reds, 15 blacks and all the colours. That 147 was fantastic.
Well, when he stood up there, you kind of thought 147, it looks enormous, doesn't it? But you just sensed that it was an opportunity that he was about to take, and he did.
This leg is just as
60.
important before the second break. He's throwing first here. He doesn't want to be throwing away what he's achieved in the previous couple of legs.
Well, he was pumping with adrenaline, I think, after that check out, and comes back with only 60,
140.
and he's surrendered the advantage partially.
He's got to continue with the scoring. He's not yet hit a treble in this leg.
60.
Oh dear. Now Schindler could fire in an immediate break back and go to the break at 6-4.
Yeah, it's a big leg in that context, John. It really is. Whatever happens in this leg
91.
can change the thought process of both players going into the break, coming out for the final push. Finally gets a treble on the 8th dart,
96.
but maybe not enough.
Curry Cadby, I'm told, was 4-1 on to win this match before it began.
44.
Suspect he might not be 4-1 on now.
It's all on this leg for me, John. It really is.
Massive, isn't it, this one?
Because of all the hard work that Corey's put
99.
into this session, if he does lose this leg and goes in 6-4 down, it'll be a big, big disappointment.
He gets a ton 40 on this visit. He'd be sitting pretty, Schindler. He needs a treble. Badly needs a treble, and he's blown it.
59.
Yeah, couldn't stay on the 20s in case he hit a single, because it would have left a bogey finish. That's why he went down for the 19s. So this is a big opportunity for a good setup from Corey Cadby.
Good darts.
40.
Quality darts. He's on 46. Probably a must take this for Schindler. Could well be. Great first dart. Treble 19 would leave the bullseye. Oh, unlucky,
How
just the
close
wrong
was that?
side of the wire.
Well, that really would have changed the perspective of the match.
Corey requires 46.
Now, will he go 6 tops or 14-16? Let's have a look how he's going to go. No, he's looking at 14, I think. Yep, double 16.
Yeah, he knows this is a big moment. He really does. He's taking his time.
Biggest moments of the match so far, Alan, unquestionably. And he's got it! He's got it, and it's back on level terms. You can see what it meant to him. He is so charged up. He's right back in it now, and it is dead level. It's now 5 each.
Relatively easy match, but Schindler's a dogged little fella. He produced some good stuff early on, and he's just starting to be bullied by Cadby at the moment.
And that 118 for 5-2 looked to be significant at the time.
Yeah, it was an opportunity he shouldn't have been given, really. It was more of a case of Cadby making a mess of his previous visit. But again, we're seeing why Schindler is doing so well at the moment, and has been for the last 12, probably 18 months, because he is capable of taking his chances when they arise.
But then started the comeback thereafter, and he seemed to really psych himself up from this point onwards.
Yeah, I mean, we do wax lyrical about him because he is so talented, and we've seen plenty of him already on TV. We've seen him beat Phil Taylor. We hear reports of him playing big exhibition head-to-head matches and producing big numbers. So we know what he's capable of. It's very exciting. He's a bit of a Marmite type character. He's one of those you either really, really like him or you don't like him at all. But he's warming. He's one of those that you can't help but watch.
Well, that's what it's all about, isn't it? It's an entertainment business. And that moment just before the break when he levelled things up, because had he gone 6-4 down at the break, might have been a different story. Yeah, and it's the first to 10. But you can see since that, after the first break, he's been much more controlled and much more measured. And he's really focusing in on those opportunities that he's creating for himself. It's been a really good comeback from 4-1 down. Gets into this break at 5-0, and it's all about him now. It's what he does from this point. And given that we know what he's like in terms of his character, his personality, do you think he's the sort of player that maybe it hasn't helped him not having the crowd in here, and he's had to G himself up there? No, I think he's one of those that he's very much like a Gerwin Price type character. They create their own interest. He creates his own aggression, and that's how he likes to play. You can see when he turns around, all that focus it is to his opponent. It might look like it's done in a nasty way, but it's the way he releases those emotions and all that, that aggression, which you can't play with. You've got to let it go, because if you actually physically try and play with aggression, you'll push and pull and force everything. Yeah. Talking about Gerwin Price, remember that match between those two a few months ago, live on ITV4? That was an unusual one, wasn't it? I wouldn't mind seeing that one again. Exactly. Well, that could be drawn. You might draw it out, or Al, a little bit later on, because that would be brilliant for warm the balls up. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Well, let's see who is going to prevail into the last 16 between Corey Cadby and Martin Schindler.
We've got a game now, haven't we? 5-all in a race to 10. And Corey Cadby's pulled himself right back. I mean, the perception, Alan, was that he'd really upped his game. And okay, he got that brilliant finish, 147, but statistically it doesn't quite bear out, does it?
It's a strange one, that. We took the averages after the first set, it was 97.93, and after that set it was exactly the same. Incredible, really.
Game on.
Well, Corey Cadby with the darts. Is he getting intimidated? Is he going to be able to bite back and stop the rot?
140.
Good start.
What Martin Schindler's got to try and concentrate on is the fact he's still playing pretty well. He was just hit with a couple of big scores from Corey Cadby, particularly that 147, which really released the anger from the Aussie.
Plenty of loud, come on.
77.
Schindler, as Chris Mason was saying, dogged sort of character. I wonder how Chris would have reacted if Corey Cadby had been roaring back to him. Would it have wound you up?
I would have loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Give him a bit back.
Oh, I'd have given him twice as much. Chris was a pussycat.
44.
Good dart.
It's almost that bravado thing, John, on stage, where you don't want to give your opponent anything. Sometimes you maybe overdo it.
Schindler not one of those natural extroverts, as you can see, but he's nevertheless maintaining composure. Good darts.
140.
Well, we've got a leg on here.
21.
Cadby, though, with the first opportunity for the break. Great first darts. 11 would leave Bull. Bullseye now.
96.
Not quite, but a very, very good attempt. Now this is a massive, massive finish for Martin Schindler in the context of the match. Going for 2 tops. Can't do it now.
40.
To be.
All you required, 25.
Not to be. Some players choose to go the 16 route. He went for tops, but Cadby now. Well, we anticipate 9-8 here. For 6-5 to go ahead for the first time. And he does, and the break of throw as well. 6-5 for the big Aussie.
Yeah, he's certainly got Martin Schindler on the back foot here, and he's got to keep him there. He's had a great last 15 or 20 minutes. We've seen the aggression, we've seen the scoring, we've seen the finishing.
Game on.
Some sort of rampaging Mohican coiffured wildebeest or something, isn't he, really? Once he gets into a roll, my goodness.
81.
I'm sure you'll thank you for that one.
He wouldn't mind. He's got a
he
sense of humour, he wouldn't mind at all.
He's got a great sense of humour.
And he's a personality, and I mean, as you said, he's a Marmite sort of character, as far as I'm concerned. You know, I love Marmites, and I think he's good for the game. I think he's going to be, I think he's certainly somebody who we'll see for an awful long time.
It's certainly his alter ego is incredible, really, because we were talking before, John, that he's a completely different character away from the hockey. He's quite a quiet lad. He's totally different.
He's an Aussie as well, isn't he? I mean, he'd be a Vegemite man, of course.
59.
Other brands are available.
Another good chance here. 104 plus these. And these are going to be big.
135.
I think he thought he was going to pick up the maximum there, but he's nicely placed. More than 200 in front.
Yeah, he's in a good place here. No matter what Schindler does. 2 maximums early on in the match. Not quite there on that occasion.
6 darts from here for 145. So it'll just be the nice setup.
57.
Tempted, he'd have wanted rather better than that, I think.
Yeah, he was wandering around the board a little bit, not just with the darts, but the thought process wasn't quite there ready.
Well, he wasn't aggressive, was he? He wasn't going for it.
139.
So, here we go with 88. Schindler poised. He's needing Shanghai. Double 14. Oh, great finish.
30 Blake Martin to throw first.
He'll be delighted with that, and he can sense that he's really grabbed and seized the advantage here in this match.
Well, 5 legs on the spin.
100.
Well, Schindler hit a 180 in the second and third leg, none since until that visit. He really needs a good leg.
100.
Yeah, 5 on the spin. It's real danger signs for Schindler. He's got to stop the charge. That's not very good. He's going to have to move away from there.
59.
He does
the maximum.
Sort of blocked the bed there, didn't he? And look at this from Cadby. Oh, superb. His 4th maximum. He's motoring now, Alan.
Yeah, he's doing. He's really playing pretty well, pretty aggressively, scoring well.
Yeah, he's got his average up over the ton for the first time now. And he's taking this match really by the scruff of the neck.
Yeah, he's performing pretty well at this moment in time. He's got to keep that going for the next 10 or 15 minutes, though. Can't afford to let Schindler back into this match at all. Schindler did throw first in this leg.
Yep, break is on. He's had a 147, Cadby.
45.
Oh dear, that's poor.
140.
159, a bogey number, so 140. He's got time on his side. Single 20 to leave tops.
100.
Beautiful setup.
Yeah, that single 5 from Martin really did crush his chances of taking a big finish here.
159, one of those numbers which you can't get. So Cadby will come back to make it 6 on the spin. This for 8-5.
First tops of the match for Cadby.
Cadby.
Yeah, a little clench of fist in the direction of his watching mother and fiancée, and I think he knows that he's the boss now.
Well, there's no doubt about it, John. He's on his A game now. He really is. He set off slowly. And like you say, he maybe thought the game was going to be a little bit easier
97.
than it turned out to be in that first session. But since then, Cadby has been in command.
Play started this morning. He was a 10-1 shot to win the title. Corey Cadby, fourth favourite.
21.
Those who've had a little tickle on that might still fancy their chances watching him playing here.
97.
Yes, it's one of those players that I'm sure most of the other professionals would prefer to avoid, just because they know what they're going to get.
Gerwin Price versus Corey Cadby. That'd be an interesting final, wouldn't it? Good darts. Fourth maximum for Schindler. He's not finished yet.
Well, two maximums, one each in the last two legs. He hit two early on. It's his fourth.
87.
So 6 darts from 200. How he wants to be looking at it. He's the boss of this leg now. He's taken the throw.
That's better. Just seems to have found his range again. Almost hit a wall in the middle part of the match.
That's a good third dart. He's really in a strong position in this leg now. And Cadby knows it. I think the focus had gone a little bit there. He kind of mentally switched off a bit, and Schindler now, it's his to lose.
20 for tops. To keep hanging in there.
Oh, well played. Well played, and he badly needed that. 6 on the spin for Cadby, and now Schindler pulls one back. 8-6, and remember, he was 4-1 up at one stage, Schindler. At the end of that first session.
Yeah, he's just fighting to try and get what he had in that first session back.
100.
Oh, he's just dipped a little bit from the aggression we saw.
Yeah. Schindler still very much in this match. First objective
60.
To hold his throw here. Needed a treble and couldn't find one.
Especially after taking that last leg against the throw.
100.
Board's marking up a bit, isn't it? Taking a pummeling around that treble 20 mark.
Great view of that one. The treble going in. Another good visit from Schindler. He's got his scoring back.
Yeah, he's maintaining the advantage. Now Cadby would like to have a 1080. He's got it! And there's the roar. 121 is makeable.
Yeah, you love that one.
What a great dart that was. Great visit, I should say. Maximum number 5.
Well, he had to go to the 18s there, John, after that poor second dart in the 3. Well, they would have not left the finish. That's 2 legs over recent legs where he's left it too hard.
He can do this. Double 14. Yes, 121. Another tremendous check out. And Corey Cadby now needs just one more. And he's just about home and dry.
Yes, wonderful finish there, John. Well, we mentioned a few minutes ago his aggression had gone.
It's been some comeback, hasn't it?
Game on.
4-1 down to 9-6 up.
Yes, absolutely wonderful flurry of darts from Corey Cadby. It's been a good game, I have to say.
He's a live contender here this weekend. Schindler's still got a chance, of course. Never say it's over till it's over, but
60.
Assuming Cadby wins this, there'll be those out there who'll think he's got a real chance of going on to take a first title. It's going to happen sooner or later. He's got enough talent, and it just might be this weekend.
More importantly, John, he genuinely believes it himself as well. He knows how good he can be.
Good darts. Schindler still hanging in. Oh, unlucky.
140.
Just kissed off that second dart.
Great second.
96.
.1080 behind here. Never a bad time, is there? But 121 would have been nice. Not happening though. Can't find the treble when he needs it, and still can't.
58.
Yeah, that's music to Corey Cadby's ears. You almost feel he only needs to hit one treble per visit. But he hasn't
57.
done.
Well, it's just a squeak of an opportunity for Schindler. 1040 would be handy. Needs it. Anything less and it's still advantage Cadby.
100. Or you require 148.
Maybe not enough though.
No.
Maybe not enough.
Cadby 148. He's had 147. Not this time. Ooh, that's a loose dart.
43.
Well, again, once he missed that first dart, John, his mind wandered, didn't he? He wasn't sure which one. He looked up, looked down. Maybe those are the moments where could turn him into a contender or a champion.
60.
105, Corey Cadby for the match. Looking at treble 20, and he's got it. 13, he's taken it for double 16. Oh, just the wrong side of the wire. Schindler has to take this, or it's going to be good night.
Well, he's got a couple of options. You feel at this moment in time, the score at 9-6 with Cadby on 32 for the match. It has to go for the bull route. But 16. Bull to stay in the match.
Nowhere near.
46.
Nowhere near. Cadby, a large slurp of water.
Or you require 32.
And now the big man comes in needing double 16 for the match. Good marker. Just eases to his right to get the right angle. Ooh. Oh, he thought it was in. Having to have a check. Now then, this becomes a very, very big dart. And
16.
he's not found it.
Martin, you require
Well, it's
37.
4 darts he's had in this leg for the match. So Martin Schindler to hang in there. 5 for double 16 probably. One more dart to save it. Save it he does.
Good lad.
Martin Schindler.
Kept his nerve.
17
And
leg, Martin to
The hopes still flicker.
Game on.
9-7. And Schindler with the darts now. 4 match darts missed for Cadby. Has to crack on and not let it play on his
Yeah, doesn't
mind.
want it on his mind, does he? That negative thought process that sometimes gets a player at this stage of a match.
Doesn't want the little demons to be, the demons of negativity to be seizing him.
40.
That's a bit unlucky.
He's got to jump all over that now. Despite what's happened in the previous leg, his opponent's only set off with 40. He's taking it as well.
That's perfect. Oh! Perfect. 6 maximum. Great start to the leg.
He will love that one.
Schindler won't. And has it had a big effect on him?
84.
Last dart, but not enough. Cadby, as you see, 56 on, taking the throw.
Just got to concentrate on winning this leg. Keep the scoring.
60.
Unlucky there. Could see that one just above the wire. But he's still in a good position.
I wonder whether he, just a hint that he looked down after that first dart. I wonder whether for a moment he thought about
100.
going downstairs for the treble 19s, Cadby. Again, that little bit of, maybe that little bit of indecision after the first big dart misses. Coming down now.
91.
Leaves the big one. Steve West took it out twice in the same match earlier.
Biggest possible checkout for the non-official aficionados.
We require 107.
Only one way to do it, of course, and there it is. Treble 20, bull. And he's 6 darts from here. Doesn't necessarily have to go for it.
Oh, 2 treble 19's a lead, double 18. Oh, great setup there from Corey Cadby.
That was absolutely world class, absolutely quality. He'll come back with double 18 for the match. He's missed 4 match darts already. Surely he's not going to let another one go. Double 18 for 10-7. That's again a good marker, you would think. Getting better. Oh, how close can you get?
Martin, you require
Almost a repeat of the previous leg when he wired double 16 with the first 2. Oh, this is a big ask for Martin Schindler. So Corey Cadby will return.
100.
Stood at the back of the hockey there, trying to compose himself, get himself ready for the moment.
Corey, you require 36.
Double 18, 7 match darts he's missed. Quiet, of course, in the arena. Another good marker. And this time it's there. Corey Cadby comes back and sportingly shakes the hand of Martin Schindler, who hung in there but couldn't quite live with the big man when he upped the ante. Corey Cadby through into the last 16, wins 10-7.